disco lights flicker and shine in the heat of the night. I got the moves, I got the groove. Trade the dots and watch me improve. Yeah. Trade the dots, hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, money, money. Oh, it's hot. Trade the dots, yeah, trade the dots. Spin that chart like a DJ wheel, up and down, it's a funky deal. Risk is a dance, it's a balancing act, but I'm moonwalking on this market track. Yeah. Fingers snapping, numbers tapping, groove keep flowing, never napping. Trade the dots, hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, money, money. Oh, it's hot. Trade the dots, yeah, trade the dots. Cashing in, cashing out, shake it, scream and shout. Pockets fat, but I'm staying lean. I'm the king of the trading scene. Yeah. Dots on the screen like disco lights flicker and shine in the heat of the night. Oh. I got the moves, I got the groove. Trade the dots and watch me improve. Yeah. Trade the dots, hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, money, money. Oh, it's hot. Trade the dots, yeah, trade the dots. Spin that chart like a DJ wheel, up and down, it's a funky deal. Risk is a dance, it's a balancing act, but I'm moonwalking on this market track. Yeah. Fingers snapping, numbers tapping, groove keep flowing, never napping. Trade the dots, hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, money, money. Oh, it's hot. Trade the dots, yeah, trade the dots. Cashing in, cashing out, shake it, scream and shout. Pockets fat, but I'm staying lean. I'm the king of the trading scene.
Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? How's our day going? Oh, I totally forgot one important thing. Water. I'll be right back, guys. Everybody chill out. I will be here with you just one second. I got to get my water. I totally forgot about that. Okay, guys. Am I back? Yes, I'm back. I am back. Good morning, everybody. CPI, we are ready to trade. Are we good to go? I'm going to explain our strategy today. We're going to straddle today for everybody new in the room. Straddling means we're going to take both sides of the price action right before the event and hope that one of the accounts gets funded. Okay. What am I looking at here? Forex. Oh wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking to see several of my accounts here. So the 40. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna get one more Apex account because we're gonna straddle Trade-Evade, and I'm gonna try and straddle wealth charts as well. So maybe we're gonna do gold on wealth charts, and we'll do NASDAQ on Trade-Evade. Yes, we're gonna use separate accounts. So first order of business, I'm gonna take you guys to Apex. I'm gonna go to my own account. Sorry, let me get to authenticator. 327,151. 327,151. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Sorry, 1 second. 040,088. Okay, I am going to do one Trade-Evade account. We're gonna go first to Trade-Evade. So Trade-Evade, I'm gonna buy to 50,000. All of the strategy is gonna work on a 50,000. Everything else you can adjust yourselves, but this is designed to work on a $50,000 account. Be sure you're gonna use the word BK save. Make sure you do that. Oops, sorry, don't click this, click this. So top and bottom, just these 2 clicks. Make sure you say BK save, because then you'll otherwise you won't get the savings. And now it becomes only 40 bucks, right? So I'm just gonna take this off chart because I don't want to show my credit card number. All right, just 1 sec. All right, now I purchased one of these in Trade-Evade. It'll be up in just 1 second. And let's do one more wealth charts. I'm gonna do one more wealth charts. Although I have enough, but let's just do one more. Same idea. Top, bottom, make sure you hit BK save. Oops, sorry, again, I'm clicking the wrong button. This one. All right, and again, I'm gonna just take this off screen. All right, we're gonna give it a couple of minutes for them to set up the accounts, right? It's 8:08. So if you guys want the accounts, do it now. It'll take about 2 or 3 minutes to set up. Wealth charts is very, very quick. This one takes a couple of minutes, and we will have both accounts set up. And then I'm going to walk you through how we're going to configure the stops and targets so you guys can actually be ready. Ahead of CPI, market is looking for 3 against 2. That would be, not awesome, but it still keep us under 3 at 2.7. The good thing is, of course, the really positive thing is if this thing comes in at like 2, and maybe comes in at 2.5, that'd be very positive. Gold, very positive equities because it would allow the Fed to continue easing. I'm just looking here to see what else we have here. That's it. I mean, CPI is going to be the big event right now. Let me just see what we have else on the other, on trading economics. So today we have CPI, then we have new home sales, and then tomorrow, I guess, is the PPI and retail sales, which we're going to also live trade. I think there's going to be 2 opportunities this week to kind of straddle the events. So we'll see if we can live trade that as well. Because sometimes, one goes one way and the other one goes the other way, and that creates lots of volatility in the market as well. So, oh, look at this! Look at these big, nice moves. We are just pumping gold in front of the event. It's really, really exploding to the upside. I guess gold is anticipating a sort of a weak number, or they may be just simply, humping and pumping it in front of the event, and then just going to dump it like a hot potato afterwards. We'll see. Range has expanded. This is very much within our wheelhouse. We have big range, neon green labels. So I wasn't looking at this trade when we were setting stuff up, but I wonder when the range expanded. So it's 6 points, 7 points. Still, this would have been really good trades at session highs on neon things. I love to take those trades, right? And there it is. And I would have taken this trade here, and actually taken this trade right now. It's positive. Let's do that for fun. Just a small amount. Just a small amount. If this holds, let's make sure that I'm in the replay mode. Hold on, sorry. I want to get rid of replay mode. Okay, I want to trade evade. Which account am I in? 23? Yeah, that's the correct account. All right, let's give it a shot. So you can break all the way up. This is a big, big breakout here. See if it wants to pop a little bit more here. All right, good job. That got filled. Just a quick little scalp ahead of time, just to sort of show you the type of structure we like to do, which is just basically we like to buy breakouts on ahead of the news. That always creates really, really great opportunities for us. Okay, we're going to leave this alone for the time being. Let's go check our wealth charts. Yes, you see the wealth charts. We did create a separate account. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do for wealth charts as a straddle trade. Okay. We're gonna go into the 24. We're gonna trade 24 and 26. These are two of my latest newest accounts. By the way, look at this move. Jesus. Unbelievable. Hang on a second. I'm just curious about something. Just bear with me a sec. Wow. Okay. Awesome. So we literally had gold. Somebody said gold is trading like a like a crypto coin, and I kind of agree. Look at this move. We had a literally 20-point move in a matter of 30 minutes. This is just perfect for our kind of trading. So 224, 226, these are $50,000 accounts. I'm going to go to the big contract, the GC. What's the GCG? I forgot the February. So we're going to go to, where's gold? Why don't I have gold here? What am I missing? MGCG. G6. Why is this not working? Oh wait, hold on. Oh, this one. Sorry, for some reason it wasn't coming up. Okay, here's the gold one. The big contract. I'm going to show you how to do this on wealth charts, and then we'll do the same thing on Trade of 8. 4 contracts. Okay. We need to make 3,000 to make bank. We're going to go just a little bit more. So it's 75 ticks makes 750, which multiplied by 4 is 3,000. We're going to go 77 ticks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go no stop losses and just 77 ticks this way. Oops, sorry. 77 ticks this way on a take profit. One side is going to take the buy side. The other side is going to take the sell side. And we're going to see, whichever side does best. That's the side that gets funded. The other side gets burnt. We'll see if that plays out. It may be a flat day, so there may be no movement, or may not be enough movement. It's always a crapshoot, but it's always, it's been a very, very successful strategy. Many times we've done this. So it's a very fast, efficient way of trying to get ourselves funded. Sometimes it doesn't quite make it to target. And what I do is, maybe I'll take it up to 52,000, 52,500, and then just sort of try to work the target for the rest of the day. You have to be flexible, and you have to be completely open to any possibility. But the general idea on gold is, and I'll put this in here, it's 4 contracts, 77 ticks is my target, no stop. Okay. I'll put this into the thing. So that's the gold structure. Now we're going to go into the trading view structure. Let me make sure. I want to make sure the trading view got funded. Hang on a second. Log out. Log in. Let me see if they created the account already. They should have already created the account. Looks like they did. Okay, good. So we're going to go into Trade of 8. I'm going to log out of here. Log out of here. Come back in, and I'll show you which accounts I'm going to be trading with. So there is 2322. Yeah. Okay. So one of the frustrating things here, I'm wondering if I should just simply buy a fresh account. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to buy a fresh. Here's the problem. This eval account is a third of the way towards getting funded, right? Which is good. But remember, it has all that history behind it. So it doesn't have a full $25,000 drawdown. It may have only I don't know what let me actually see before I do this. What would be my drawdown on this? Total max drawdown. I can't even see it. Hang on a second. Sorry. Give me 1 second here, guys. Total max drawdown. It's not showing it to me. It's one thing that totally sucks about TradingView is it doesn't really good. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to go buy one more account. Let's go buy one more account. Because this way it's going to be very, very clean. You guys can follow me completely. And then there'll be no no issues. Because that account has already got a history. You want to do this with very clean accounts. That's another thing I want to do. That's why you want to get new accounts. Oops, not BK. All right. Again, I can make a mistake. So I have plenty of time. This will set up the account. Okay, let me just move this again off screen here. Okay. Cool. So I'm buying one more just so that we have like equal, 50-50. We're starting clean, fresh from ground zero, because you need to have clean, fresh accounts. If you're starting this on what I would call dirty accounts that already have history behind them, it doesn't matter if your strategy is good. It may still get stopped out because of retrace risk and trailing drawdown risk. So you got to keep all this in mind when we're setting all this up. So I'm going to give it just another minute or two, and then we're going to, we have plenty of time, actually. What time is it? It's 8:15. Yeah, 8:15. So there should be plenty of time here for us. Simi, come here. Hang on a second, guys. I got to get my dog into the cage before the cleaning lady comes. So give me just 1 second before I corral this this puppy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Anybody have a Pomeranian? The most psychotic dogs ever lived. Attack anything and everything in sight. At like 8 pounds. Okay, so I'm just waiting for this new account to be set up, and then the structure when we do this is going to be for NASDAQ. So we're going to go to NASDAQ. On NASDAQ, same idea. We're going to do 4 contracts, but here it's going to be 156 ticks. That's about 38 points. Now, NASDAQ is actually in many ways a lot easier to get funded on, because NASDAQ is very tends to move 40 points off of news quite easily. So we're going to stay at trade of 8 on NASDAQ, gold on wealth charts, and trade both basically 30 seconds before the event to give ourselves minimum amount of time to be exposed to the market, maximum time to be exposed to the event itself. Okay, so give me just 1 sec. Let me see if this has been created yet. Usually they're pretty good about creating the accounts really fast. Yes. Okay, great. So this has been created. And now, we're going to go, I'm going to just show you, I'm going to log out, log in. So we're going to use 25, which is a fresh, clean 50,000, and 27, which is a fresh, clean 50,000. We have a couple of other evals that are like a third of the way towards getting funded. I'm going to keep those in play, for different things. But the idea here, so just to give you numbers, NQ, it's 4 minis, right? So this would be the NQs, not the MNQs. NQ at 156, 156 ticks, no stop. Again, there's no need for a stop because we're either going to win or die. It's a simple strategy. And then GC, in case you guys want to see it again, that's also 4 minis at 77 ticks, no stop. Okay, everybody got those? You can see those on the screen. No, we're using NQs. Can I be any clearer? I'm telling you, NQ, I'm using GCs. We're not trading minis, micros, because micros are not big enough to make the money. Okay. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying here about the straddles. Sorry, I haven't paid any attention to comments. Oh, okay. Dr. D says they won't allow straddle on wealth charts. So because he's done this, and because obviously I trust him, then I would say let's do this on trade of 8 only. For those of you guys who are doing it, do it on trade of 8 only. And on wealth charts, we're going to take just one direction. We're just going to, I'm just going to go long gold on wealth charts. I win, I lose. But at least, that way we don't waste the account, but we're going to take one unidirectional move. So I'm going to go long gold on the idea that I think inflation is going to be tepid, and I'm going to straddle NASDAQ. Okay, is that clear? We're going to adjust before. ADP was a little bit stronger than forecast. That's good. That's good. We got 5 minutes to go. I have all my accounts. I have my Trade-A-Bit accounts. I have my Well-Charts accounts. I hope you guys this. So again, let's amend our plan. Since Well-Charts won't let us straddle, we're going to just do unidirectional. I'm going to take the long side. You guys can decide what you want to do. I'm just, this. I don't have any brilliant insight. I'm just, basically betting on the idea that I think inflation will be curbed, or mildly muted, which will give us the chance to have a gold pop. Do I know this? I don't. I don't. So it's just my own personal tilt in terms of how it's trading. I mean, first of all, gold has been, of course, a purely straight up trade, right? There's a lot of pent up demand to want to make it go higher. So I'm just trying to trade the momentum side, and I'm hoping that the news just kind of reinforces the momentum side. Or if it's neutral, the momentum side takes over. It's pre-event, a lot of buying on gold, right? Pre-positioning. This is either bullshit where they're going to just rug pull us. If you think that this is just market makers rug pulling, great. If you think this is flow that actually pre-positioning for a pop, then you want to be on the long side. That's kind of how I'm thinking about this. I don't have any brilliant insight into this, but it's an easy way for us to position ourselves, right? To make the move. So again, 77 points. I got at around 29,800. I'm gonna flip over to Wealth Charts, put a long trade on Wealth Charts, and then I'm gonna you know what? Oh, let me show you how to do this, and while I have you guys. Okay, in Trade-A-Bit, right? We're gonna go to NQ. This is the big contract, and I'm gonna go to this one. I actually have it at 156 no stop. And what this is if you go over here into settings, right? You see that it's TP only, right? Take profit only, 156 ticks. That's my strategy. I'm putting this over here into this idea. This is how you would set this up. You would just simply choose TP only, put 156, name it 156 no stop into Trading View. And I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing 225 and 226. So 728.04 on the clock right now. When it gets to about 729, maybe 729.15, I'm going to put a buy order in here, and then I'm going to, on 27, put a sell order in here, and then I'm going to go over to Wealth Charts, and I'm going to, let's put this all together. I'm going to go over to Wealth Charts, to this one, and just simply go long. I'm going to be going long on this one with the 77 take profit. That's it. Okay. So that's the game plan. So 28.41. The long in GC is just unidirectional. On NASDAQ, we're going to go both long and short. Okay. One does not imply the other. They're not necessarily correlated. I'm going long on gold, but again, it's a guess. It's not like I have, as I said, it's just my, my vibe on how things are going. Okay, I'm going to buy, it's 29.14. We're going to buy this one, and then we're going to go to 27. We're going to sell that one. So we're in both places, and now here we're going to buy gold. We're just going to buy gold here. Okay, and here's my liquidation. Here's my gold. We have, what time is it now? We can just actually, let's watch the markets here. So we have 15 seconds before the market, before the tape hits. We'll look from the price action because we'll know instead of the news action. We'll take a look at the news action once the price receives. Boom, gold goes up. Nasdaq gets filled. Let's see where my gold is. Gold is flattened. Oh, gold gets done. Gold gets done. Look at that. Look how sweet that is. So we get funded on gold because I guessed that right. I had a feeling. I have no idea what the flow is. I definitely got funded on Trade of 8, right? No, what happened? Huh? I did not get funded on Trade of 8. Something happened to me. What? For some reason. Oh, huh. Wow, I did not get funded on Trade of 8. That's interesting. So one of these things went 25 went to 851, and for some reason got me done, order filled, and this one is just kind of dying out. I don't know. This one is. I'm just going to let this one fly. It's probably going to just expire worthless. It's not even a point. But for some reason, I did not get done on 25. I wonder what happened here. Let's go take a look. I wonder what happened here on this. So Trade of 8, 25. What happened to my thing? Really weird. I mean, this was a big pop. I don't know why I didn't get done. $1,950, 907, 950. But for some, wow, look at that. Oh, I made a mistake, guys. Oh, I am so dumb. I'm so dumb, guys. I'm so dumb. Okay, this was my mistake. I'm sorry. I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. I did one contract instead of 4. I did one contract instead of 4. So that was my big mistake. So all you guys were much better, but this is, this is why I do it with you guys, because it's a little bit annoying for me, but not as annoying. I would have been a lot more annoyed if you guys messed up on it. I'm trying to do a million different things. I'm trying to, walk you through it. And of course, I myself make the mistake because I'm not focusing. I just simply did not, when I was trying to set up the accounts and I tried to set up the numbers, and I forgot to set this at 4 myself. So it would have worked. Unfortunately, I only got 1 funded instead of 2, but my job was to walk you through, and everybody else got funded, which is much more important. Also, the unidirectional move in wealth charts is really nice. Yeah, this was a very, very clean trade. I knew I had a vibe that CPI was going to be hot. And it happens. Now, I'm not, listen, Jesse, I have, like, as you can see, I have a ton of funded accounts. I could give a flying fuck if I didn't get funded on this one. I could get funded on it tomorrow if I wanted to. I'm just a little bit annoyed at myself because it was a careless error, but regardless, I'm glad you guys got it done. I mean, the whole idea was to show you the strategy. I show you the strategy. I show you how this gets done. I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to properly position you guys on gold, which is great because, wealth charts is funded. Now this puts me into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be the 7th wealth charts. And then there's going to be like 8 Trade of 8s. And what's going to happen next, as we get closer, we're going to start doing trade copying in a very modest fashion. Like, we're going to trade 1 against 2. We're not going to trade copy all of our portfolio because that's a guaranteed way to lose all your money. But we're going to just use, as always, a modest amount of leverage to help us get paid out much faster. That's going to be sort of like the next structure once we get ourselves into multiple funded accounts. But step number 1 was to get you guys funded, which was great. How many people got funded today? And tell me where you got funded. I want to know what accounts, where you got funded, so on and so forth. See, so Brooklyn Boy has his own strategy, which I really like. He likes to use the S&P. So Brooklyn Boy, tell me size, because I think you went crazy size last time. You went 10 size, right? Tell me size, tell me ticks. Tell me size, tell me ticks you did on the S&P straddle, so that we can share that with everybody and everybody can learn from us. Correct. Tony, I don't know how many times I said this before, like maybe 10 fucking times before the show started, that we're not going to do well charts on both sides, right? We said that because Dr. D said they don't allow it. So that's why we went single level. So I said that literally 10 times beforehand. Okay, so Judith, you got funded, right? Feels good, right? Yeah, Brooklyn Boy, tell me the numbers on the ES so I can post them up. Hey, Ben, what'd you do? Talk to me. You went long NAS, long gold on well charts? Talk to me. Oh yeah, he did. He said you funded on Q 5 156. You don't need to do 5. You can do 4 and 156. You're going to get funded. And you did 5 on 76. Yeah, you could do 4 and 77. It's fine, but it's good. Yes, I don't know how many guys do like the last 10 minutes before the event. Are you not fucking listening when I'm telling you? Dr. D literally said 10 minutes before the event, it's not going to work on well charts. So I said, we're not going to do it on well charts. Right? You can only do unidirectional. Tom D says he went conservatively in larger account, added 9.5 points on gold for an ES 4 contracts. Okay, that's good. That's good. So why the fuck are you listening to Adrian and not listening to somebody who knows? Dr. D has like 2,000 accounts, all funded. He's done this 1,000 times. If I'm telling you something, it's going to be a lot more important than somebody who's posting in things. All right. Anyways, guys, next time you'll know. Right? You put your hand on a stove, you learn. That's how it works. All right. Good job. Exactly my parameters. Good job. Thank you, Jim. Good job. Good job. Right. You know, you listen to the king of passing. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so here's Brooklyn Boy's trick on the ES. He goes 10 large, which is fucking huge. 26 ticks, 40 ticks up. You don't need to stop. You just you know, you either win or lose. And I guess ES. So what is it? What is 26? That's a 5.5 point in the S&P. I guess that's pretty okay. It's a reasonable move off the news. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's interesting. So he goes large. I mean, 10 is large. On the other hand, you know, ES is either going to go or not go, right? So you do have to go large. So that's 5 points move on the ES. That's not that bad. That's actually a pretty small move off the news. I guess it's reasonable. So that's an interesting formula, right? Yeah, well, you know, everybody in my room knows that I love them equally and I yell at them all the time, including myself, you know. No, English, my friend. This was all NQs, man. You know, I had this over here. I mean, I literally posted this up here, right? Where I have the, I annotated the chart and I posted it on here. I said NQs. In the meantime, look at the idiot that I am. 1-1, 1-1, and not done because I totally fucked up the size. But you know, it is what it is. Now I have 2 eval accounts that I got to work. But actually, it's fun because now comes the interesting part. First of all, let's take a look. I don't even know what the news is. So let's take a look at the news. Let's see how the market printed. I don't even know. I don't know what we printed. Did we print? I printed in line. Core. Oh, core was that's what was the bump. The core was weaker, which is good, right? Mildly. I mean, this is it's hardly like a deflation times, but it's better. But ADP was better. What was the ADP today? ADP added 11,000. I mean, you know, I'm making the argument, which I think is correct, and have not been proven wrong so far, that the economy is stronger, not weaker than everybody thinks. I think the Trump economy is good, and I think you know, all the crybabies are really crying for political reasons, not economic ones. Income is at its best level in a long, long time. People are spending like crazy. If you go anywhere in terms of travel, you see that travel still is very, very strong. And employment remains buoyant, you know, despite all of the issues. Now, I will absolutely agree that inflation is insane. I was just thinking about this, and I think everybody would agree. Just so like a really, really good metric of an equal basket of goods is a haircut, right? And I wonder if the guys in the room would agree with me. So at COVID, so that's 5 years ago, my haircut at my Russian barbers was 25. Now my haircut is 40. You know, and that's an equal good, right? It's an equal good. So effectively, it's an 80%. I mean, I feel like everything in life got 80% more expensive, but of course, none of our income got 80% bigger. And I think that is absolutely a pressure point on the population. But it's not nearly. The worst of it is in some ways, I think, over. Well, if we assume the worst of it is over, then it's okay. If we continue to kind of compound at this ridiculous, you know, double the cost factor every 5 years, no, it's not okay. But we haven't been compounding. But I think, like, if I look at just the basic basket of goods that I would consider the classic New York basket of goods, which is my haircut, Zabar's bagel cream cheese, lox and bagel cream cheese, which was $6.50 pre-COVID, $12.95 now. You're looking at a basically 80% rise in a basket of goods. And that is by no means, you know, appealing. But again, if that's the end of the shelf, it's not so bad because wages are going to compound and come back to it. Yeah. Yeah, my Russian my barbers are from Uzbekistan, which is a republic in former Soviet Union. So it's the only time I get to speak Russian. And by the way, those guys are amazing. Like, first of all, they invest like crazy. They have they have CNBC on all the time. So they watch me a lot of times, and they're always like, and there's like, actually, you'd be surprised. These guys are great. Like, you'd be surprised. A lot of CNN guys who work for CNN, everybody else comes in to get haircuts with them because guys are guys. Guys don't need a $500 haircut. Okay. So, and these guys do a great job for 50, 5 minutes, boom, you're done. And they shave, but they always want to talk macro. They always want to talk politics with me. It's really fun. And they're really, really knowledgeable. So it's really good. Yeah, but barber chairs, dude, man, the guy showed me his portfolio. He had like $1.5 million in stocks that he was trading like crazy. So, don't knock the barbers. They know what they're doing. Yes, I mean, so if Brooklyn's saying that inflation is slowing, I think at this point, nobody's looking for prices to come down. We're just looking for prices to stop rising, right? My whole point was that I think everybody would agree we're at around 80% premium to, like, everything you buy I don't know what like I'm just making a common New York basket. You could make a common Florida basket. I mean, I guess what would be like the common Florida basket? Um, uh, you know, your basic Cuban sandwich, right? What was it pre-COVID to post-COVID? How much was that? Your basic cafe con leche, that kind of stuff. You could make those things, and you could see there really is about an 80% increase from 2020 to 2025. Yeah, barber cut is always the best economic marker. It's true. It's true. Um, Petrodollar is safe again. Yes, baby. That's right. So post event, you see, we kind of died out on volatility, right? We had this huge, massive pump, and then it kind of died on the move here. Let's see what gold is doing. Is gold is acting well? Gold is really acting really well. What am I? Why am I not getting signals here? What's going on with my signals? Let me see. I want to show you. Okay, so we're going to do A. We're using A. Oh, greater than. Sorry, I was like, okay, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, sorry, I was screwing around with stuff. So, this is what I wanted to kind of share with you, because now we're going to just scalp for the rest of the day, and I'm going to try and run the momentum labels with you. And I'm going to share with you. Oh, I think I shared the video yesterday with you guys, right? Let me make sure. Just 1 second. Let me make sure I get the right link. I made a free videos for everybody about my strategy. So I just got to find them. Just 1 second, because I could not. For some reason, I did not. Just bear with me a sec. Okay. So this goes over here. See. Okay, I'm putting this link in here for you guys. This is the link to download my videos, which explain my strategy, right? Which explain the strategy that we're going to do. And I'm going to run some of these ideas with you guys right now. Ben, are you $20 short of funding? Is that what you're saying? You $20 short of funding? So just get on a micro and go for $2 in gold. Until wait until we get a signal. So I want to go through with you guys the basic signals that we're going to have. Sorry, the other things I want to do. Let me set up my trade evades. Hang on. Last third. So I have my accounts. Okay, we don't need my. So don't forget to load up on your Apex accounts. Okay, so the other thing I was going to say is very, very important. Once you got funded, make sure you never touch that account again, because that account stays live all the way through the day, right? So we're going to go to this account, 221. We're going to go to I'm going to trade micros on this, but for the evals, what's going on over here? Micro gold futures, what? GC. Oh, sorry, I chose the wrong one. Okay, there we go. Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I have the hot buttons over here. Okay, so we're gonna go to micros. I'm gonna trade like I usually like to trade 2 micros on this stuff. Let's just go long here. Oh no, wait, hold on. I don't have everything set up. Take profit. What's going on here? Okay. 20, stop loss 40. Okay, it's just the standard 2-4 trade. And we're still waiting. I'm getting very close. I'm gonna be hopefully talking to these guys today, tomorrow. The actual latest version of BFF that has all the bells and whistles that we have on TradingView is going to be ready, and it's going to be really awesome. Once we have it, we can do a whole bunch of wealth charts trading, which I absolutely love. Let's get long here. Okay, not quite my signal, but it's good enough. I'm just sort of I'm freestyling here. The idea is what you want to do is you want to buy the neon green labels. So maybe I'm going to get stopped out on this. I really don't care because it's just an eval account. But the idea is you're trying to trade continuity momentum in trend. And in this case, you can see that every neon green label pretty much, I mean, there's some retraces post event, but generally we're looking for a 2-4, and there's quite a lot of continuity here on this 2-4. More importantly, and this is a really key thing, the single most important aspect of continuity, trading pure continuity, is range expansion. You see how the range over here is, well, this is actually a quiet range. It's a 6-point range, so that's why it's probably not going to work. But in order for us to, it's not a 1-to-1 correlation. If it was, we'd always be able to make money. But it's a very, very tight correlation to, if you have an expansion of range, you will have further continuity. That's the bottom underlying thesis of our whole setup. So what happens here is range goes up to like 7 points. My setup here, I believe, is 7 points, right? 7 points. It gets wide enough from high to low over the last 10 candles to be 7 or larger. That then triggers the next set of signals. As long as we stay 7 or above, that means there's more continuity to happen, right? And it doesn't mean that you don't have continuity if you have a smaller range. But what it means is that the preponderance of you having continuity is much larger when it's overlaid by range, right? What does it say? BFF is going to be ready for wealth charts 365. Yeah, for sure. It should be ready this week, I'm hoping. I mean, we were like 95% close on Friday when I took a look at the beta. So it's not it's not like they got a lot of work to do. So I took this bullshit trade just for shits and giggles, but it was clearly not a good trade. Clearly not having range. Range now is actually, is that 8 points, 9 points? I can't tell without my glasses. Yeah, it's 9 points. Range now is 9 points, so that's within our. See, I put our thing. Range is 9 points. So here we go. I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use my glasses. I'm going to just use my boomer magnifying glass. Just like the ladies in the restaurant. I'm going to do this. Oh, this is awesome. I just realized I don't need my glasses. I'll just use my little boomer magnifying glass for trading. So yeah, range is 9, which means that the next signal, if it does come up and it won't give us a signal unless the range is 7 or better. So that's why you're not seeing any of these labels. But once we get a label, we'll try to trade that. I mean, this one obviously just got clipped, but it doesn't matter. It's a bullshit trade. And as far as NASDAQ goes, it's kind of giving back everything here, and it's going the other way. So one of the things that I want to lay out is that range is actually possible to trade both ways. So I'm actually going to do both signals against range. So you see, like, we're going to trade NASDAQ. We're going to take the NASDAQ shorts because the whole idea is if you have range expansion, you have a high degree of confidence that you will have some continuity, right? Like right now, I'm a little bit late, obviously, and we're probably going to wait. We'll see if anything happens before the open. Today was really the day to make sure you guys got funded on the news event, and whatever scalping we do, we'll do our best. But the most important point I kind of wanted to lay out here is that it's very, very important to marry range with momentum if you're going to trade momentum as an idea. Symbol for NAS Micro is MNQ. Let me do this for you guys. I think if I go into settings, hold on. I think we're going to this settings. I think we go to Canvas, watermark ticker. There we go. All right. So this makes it a lot easier for everybody to see the symbol. Okay. Right. Now, the one thing that I want from momentum is I want the hot pink ones, not the purple ones. The purple ones are telling me it's a higher low. It could certainly work, but I sort of want to marry every single element to put the odds in my favor. So in this case, the hot pink one, the purple one doesn't work. It runs into a bottom, but the hot pink one works. Hot pink one works over here. By the time you get to the third one, it already loses a lot of its, the further it goes, the harder it is to go further. Oh, that's fucking great. I'm writing this down. Guys, I'm a genius. I didn't even notice. That's actually absolutely true about the market, right? The further it goes, the harder it is to go further, right? It's kind of like you trade momentum, but then it hits a mark. Is there a watermark on both charts? I'm going to find out. I'm not sure. So like the first three of the neon labels in Slice are the most potent ones. Thank you very much for typing out my things. So we try to take like sort of like the easiest path, the ones that have the greatest possibility of continuity. Here's MGC. Is MGC doing anything? No. Oh, hold on a second. Is my guys? Give me just 1 sec. I think my mate is here. I gotta just take care of her. I'll be right there. I am back, guys. Sorry, just had to modify stuff. So, while I was talking, actually, gold came down. So the first one worked, right? This would have been the trade. The second one kind of retraced out, right? So this is 16 back to 20, not a trade. So I'm kind of glad I missed that one. But we'll see if there's more continuity to the downside on gold. I still think gold is more of an up trade than a down trade, but the market will tell us how it wants to flow. You're not getting as many labels as you have on the chart. You're not getting as many labels because you probably have, let me show you, you probably have first trade or first high or first low. That suppresses it only to one label. If you choose all in label display mode, it will show you all the labels. You need a maid? Is that what you're saying? Yes. I run a very complex household. So you guys know we have a place in Jersey, right? Let me show. Am I clear? Am I okay? So I saw this crazy TikTok yesterday, which really explains Jersey so well. So we live we live in the city, but we live 15 minutes away across the bridge in Jersey. It's called Bergen County, which is like the northernmost county in Jersey. Now, New Jersey has 565 municipalities. Every town in New Jersey is its own government, its own court, its own police force, its own garbage disposal, everything else. The reason why goes back to the old days where apparently in the 1800s, the rich people didn't want to support the poor people for school, so they all decided to create their own little towns. And as a result, Jersey literally has 565 separate towns, right? So this guy basically took the 5 most northern counties of Jersey, and literally, the way it works is you drive, half the street is one town, half the street is another town, and literally on the other side of the street is a police car with a different marker. I live next to a town called Alpine, and one street separates my town from that town. So if you go up street, the cops there are Alpine. When you go my town, the cops are closer. But anyways, what the guy did is he said, what if we combine? What if we just got rid of this whole geographical bullshit of these little towns and actually decided this was an actual geographical area? And it turns out that if you combine the 5 northern counties of Jersey, which are smaller than Houston, right? It becomes the third largest city in America. New York is first, LA is second. If you call this Jersey Prime at 3.3 million people, GDP bigger than Chicago, huge. And I was just like, yeah. But when you go to Jersey, it's like the bunch of small towns, and yet altogether, it's literally a megalopolis of just gigantic proportions. A really interesting part about the state. It's the densest population of anywhere in America. It's a tiny little state. It's about the size of Israel. It has bigger population than Israel, and it has the greatest density of any state in the nation. In fact, what he was saying was, this is the other thing that was crazy, is that there are parts of Jersey that have the same density as New York City, which is really, really wild. Yeah, it's very confusing. Yeah, but it's crazy if you think about it. Oh, we gotta sell. We gotta sell. Oh, I'm in the wrong count. Okay, never mind. Shit. 22, 23. Sorry, guys. I'm talking. Let's sell this. And I'll show you where I'm at. I'm going to change this. I put it to my 23 account. So I'm trading this with a 2-4. I may get retraced on this. Let's see. Come back out here. So I'm short 18, looking for 16. Stop is going to be 22 on this move in gold. Just trading, trading continuity off the range. But clearly gold is just kind of, running into sell-off resistance over here. We had the big move. Gold really wants to go higher. This is sort of, I think, maybe the last of the selling pressure on gold. But I'm trying, I'm trading the directional continuity, see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll take the next signal as it reverts. We just basically, I don't have any big moves here. On the other hand, here's NASDAQ, right? So this is not a, it's within our range. No, except, hang on a second. No, NASDAQ should really be 70. Yeah, I think it's actually okay if I put 29 points. Except it's not a higher high, and I really want a higher high. So I'm not going to take this this symbol, this trade, anyways, and we'll see if the next one gives me a higher high, and I can trade that. In the meantime, gold is chopping. Nasdaq is possibly giving me a neon green. At which point I'm gonna. Oops, hold on a second. I'm gonna trade it. 40.80, 40.80, 10.20. Nope, not getting the move in Nasdaq, so we're gonna let it go. Gold stopped us on the short, which, by the way, like, you know, if you guys want to fool around, it's on my eval, so I'm happy to fool around with you. When I get stopped on a short, it's a pretty good signal that momentum goes the other way, especially if it's an uptrend. Like, you know, we're in a general uptrend. The short kind of stopped me out. I'm happy to flip over. This is not a signal. It's just kind of a thing I like to do sometimes. If I get stopped off a legit signal, if I get stopped off a legit signal, generally that means the trade is the other way, that there's momentum the other side. Now, sometimes it can just be, generally it could also mean chop. So it's never a guarantee. And we could just be in chop right now. And if I get chopped out, then fine. I'm not going to pursue it again. But I'm willing to give it a shot here to see if I get the reversal move in gold here after getting stopped on the momentum short. Get a little bigger here on everybody's view here. $22.9 is my target. Was close, but no cigar. And we got done. So you see what I'm saying? If I have a legitimate short, and first of all, I'm obviously in an uptrend, right? And it fails. It behooves me. It behooves you, and as it behooves me, to flip it around on that particular trade. Now, like I said, you can always be in the middle of a chop, but generally, when you have range breakout, that chop is not going to be nearly as much of a factor because you're trading. You have a range breakout structure to start with, and now we're starting to maybe run the highs. I mean, it's interesting. I wonder if gold is going to try and run. Gold ran the 46.50, and then kind of came all the way down to below 46. They found support. Let's see what it wants to do here. We're near session highs. We're going to bust through session highs. I'm not sure. We'll find out. No signal. Waiting to see if I have a signal. Nope, no signal. Okay, we'll let it go. Anybody flip around with me on that trade? Yes, no? We got, we still got time. We got 20 minutes to the open. Let's see what NASDAQ has to show us. Showing us nothing. Range is dead. That worked nicely, right? Astrologer. So like that's the only type of a flip I would allow myself. If I have range, I'm basically trading with the large trend, right? So the large trend is to the upside, and I get stopped on a short. Like, I guess you could have sort of flipped around here. You have maybe you have positive range. You got stopped on a short here. You flipped around here. I mean, it's not exactly like it would have been a great trade, but it was good. It was good enough. You got long here, 63. You're looking for 73. You would have made that. You would have made that. Yeah, I'm trading micros right now too. I moved back to the micros on. So like to kind of bring everybody up to date. I'm basically nursing two evals. One of them should have been funded, and I just simply didn't have the size. One of them is actually quite good at 51.25. I'm going to try and run this eval in what I consider to be a real fashion, meaning I'm going to trade it like I trade my funded accounts on small size micros, 2 to 5s, 2 to 5s, 2 to 5s. To try to run this continuously towards target, not a single trade, but towards target, because I think it's really, really great to mix and match where you are trading a couple of evals in a single trade, get funded, get done, beautiful. And the other ones where you really practice the scalping craft, because those skills on the evals will then give you much better skills on the funded. Because when you're trading funded, you're going to have to trade it, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You're going to have to trade it in small, continuous fashion. Or I'm actually going to show you a swing setup, which is also in those videos that I posted, that a lot of you may want to use as kind of a possible swing construct for the trade, if you like that. And I'll show you how that works in just a minute. What's gold doing with itself? Gold gives us another pop to the upside, so let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can get a little bit more continuity in gold here. The best trade, the trade that I really like, is when it takes out session highs on a neon green, because that generally tends to give us really good continuity. Here, it's kind of, we'll see. It's a sort of a stall. But let's see if it can give us any further upside action here. Let's see what also, I'm just curious what everybody says about the data. I haven't even really thought. The data seemed to me like mildly positive. Exclusive 2026 World Cup. By the way, my house is literally 20 minutes away from Giant Stadium, where the World Cup final is going to be. And I actually fooled around with the idea of renting the house out for a month. For anybody who's like a World Cup aficionado. But you know what? Oh, sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It was like when I ran the numbers, it was just so not worth it, because the real estate agents take like 20% of the cut. You really don't know who's the person. And I really did not want to, jeopardize the house for like a month's worth of stay. Energy helped keep headline cool. Good. CPI is outright deflation. Oh, we got done on the gold, guys. Gold got done. Nice. Gold got done, so that trade is work. That trade just working. Okay. Let's see if they want to run the session highs here. Nice new feed setup. How do I select my sources? So if you guys, it's really not that complicated. I have a couple of panels. The key panel, the news panel that I have. Oh no, wait, sorry, which one is this? Oh, this is the news panel. This is the news panel. So you can just see it. I follow Zero Hedge because they are literally the best at, whether you agree with them or not, whether you think that they're crazy, they're like gold bugs or whatever, they're just this, to the left of John, to the right of John Birch Society. It doesn't really matter. They are on top of every fucking thing that happens. So you really want to have them as prime feed. Financial Juice is another really good feed generally that regurgitates all the headlines. Investing Live are my favorite guys for just analyzing the markets, and they generally are very good, against macro. And then Walter Bloomberg, and then you just the usual Live Squawk. This really is bullshit. Wall Street Journal is okay, not really for any breaking news, but just for a little bit of the Danish military takes us inside its Arctic operation as it sets out to prove to U.S. and Russia that it is capable of defending Greenland. I'm sorry, guys. That's almost a headline that you could write for The Onion. Okay. Anyways, so this is like my my setup for just quick analytics of breaking news. Generally, we don't trade before we don't scalp before the equity market open because precisely because we have lots of volatility. Usually we don't scalp like 10 minutes before the open. It's 9:17, so it's it's relatively quiet. We'll see. NASDAQ is just it's literally just died, right? I mean, it just absolutely died here. And I'm actually going to make a video. You guys can get a preview for it. Oh, a couple of things I wanted to ask you. Okay, number one, of course, everybody go get Apex. You see all the QR scans. Please take your phone, stick it to the screen, and scan the discount codes. Okay, because then you're going to be in really, really good shape. I'm going to take this NAS trade, guys. It's not exactly a range breakout, but I'm kind of, I'm gonna give it a go. I really want like the range to be 20. The reason why it's not is because I'm using gold settings. I'm too lazy to change the gold settings for NASDAQ, but it's like big enough that I'm willing to take the NASDAQ trade here. So we're gonna try to get 10-20 trade here. See if this thing can extend 10 points higher to the upside. Oh, so what I was going to say is absolutely be sure to sign up for Prop Fest, right? Is anybody who has not signed up for Prop Fest? Let me show you. I'm going to put the link in here. This is going to be an amazing show. Kay is really killing herself. I'm actually talking to Candace, who's $1 million payout trader. We have a whole bunch of 6-figure payout traders. They're going to share their strategies with you guys in panels. So it'd be really, really interesting. 10 days away. Be sure you sign up. If you want to make a donation, then we'll give you all the videos of every one of these things. So it's like a $10 donation. for vets and for kids with cancer, and then then you'll be able to get all those curated videos, all those interviews that we're going to have with all these guys in a nice little course portal. Like they'll all be separated so you can watch them on a one-by-one basis. It'll be really, really good. So please go do that, and please make sure you also go to Apex and get more accounts so we can do more trades tomorrow. I'm gonna probably buy a couple of more accounts tomorrow. This time, make sure that I actually have the right size on to see if we can get any kind of movement on it. All right, here we go on the Nasdaq. Let's see if this thing is going to give us any push higher. Is there a way to get a transcript of the videos? Should be. Like, it's going to take us a little while, but it's not that hard because I think we can AI all the transcripts. As a matter of fact, I think we can do it. I think it automatically does it for us. I'll find out. I think StreamYard does it for us automatically. So yeah, it's possible. All right, so can we hit the 92s? What is it? 10 minutes to the open. If this doesn't hit in the next minute, I'm just going to get out at a time stop, because generally my rule is to never be in front of the open for the first 10 minutes. You know what? I'm just going to get out of this thing. Whatever. Tiny little profit on this thing. It's very, very quiet. We'll let it be. The action, what I was going to say is the action in NASDAQ, this is where the action in NASDAQ happens. Let me show you. And I'm going to set it up to proper boxes, which is going to be 160. You know what? Let me just do this. Hang on a second. I'm going to do this like this, right? Let me get rid of this. I'm going to save this as NQ Momo. And then I'm going to do this. Get rid of this. Oh, shit. Sorry. Let me just do this. NQ Momo. MGC. Save this. Range must be 70. And save this as GC Momo. This way I can just switch around. All right, so if I go to NQ Momo, I'll show you where this is. Obviously last night. We don't care about this. This is where all the price action happens between 9:30 and 11 o'clock. That's where you get all the key neon labels of momentum. And so hopefully when the market opens up, we're going to get some price movement on this. Okay, so that's the key thing. That there's like what I call the golden hour of NASDAQ when it really starts popping, and that's where we get the chance to really trade that. So we have 6 minutes to go. Well, in the meantime, I think gold is doing something, right? Let's see. Yeah, gold just popped hard, right? So I want to buy the gold here. Let's see if we can get the move. I'm gonna take the gold. take the gold a little bit early because, again, New York Open, I just want to stay flat as possible. Let's see. But I think it will extend. So I'm going to stay flat till the New York Open right now. Another thing that, again, I just want to show you how good the when the dominant trend, I guess I don't even know what I would call it. When the subtrend fails, this would be the subtrend, right? Because the dominant trend is to the upside, fails, right? This gets stopped out. It's almost natural to go long on that trade. It's almost natural it's going to sweep up and start to really take things out. Users report X down. I'm okay. X seems to be okay. For me, at least. The X homepage is broken. Oh, this is my homepage. I don't know. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's broken. My tweet deck is still working. All right, we're almost at the open. We're going to keep an eye on Nasdaq because that's really the story here. Let me go to NQ Momo. Let's see if we get a big breakout moves here. Two minutes to the open. Nasdaq looking down. See, this is the first label trade, means that the range finally got to to our minimum acceptable level. So we'll see how this trades out, whether they're coming in to pop it or drop it. Whatever they like to do in the first 10, 15 minutes almost always gets reversed, right? That's always the rule with Nasdaq. It's certainly, like, if they like to drop it hard, I think like only one out of 10 days when they drop it hard does it stay down. All right, I have a neon signal, means intense selling with lower lows, but it's just the open, so I can't really trade the open. When you have the best time to trade this strategy by the dips is like when you have a strong uptrend, like when something is up like more than 0.5%, right? Like when gold was up 1% a day, when it's up like 1%, that's when you want to be buying the dips. Those are really, really good strategies for that. 8 seconds left. I'm going to sell this. On the I was late. I wanted to sell it like a little bit early, but I'm going to sell. I sold it. I was hoping that I would get that continuity move here on the open. Let's see if I get it. And we're almost there. Come on. Yeah. There we go. I did survive the vortex, and I saw this was a 2010 trade. The reason why is because when you open when it had the opening momentum, you generally have at least some continuity move here on that first minute, sort of like the first minute trade. So that was good. That worked on small size. Now we're kind of reversing and doing our usual thing. Gold is gold is starting to drop a little bit here. Resisted around the 630. Let's see how it trades. If, for gold right now, it's very much in no man's land. If it starts taking out the highs and we start getting the green label, the neon green labels against the highs, absolutely, that's going to be a positive trade. But if it starts to kind of give back and we start moving towards the 200 SMA, it looks like we're just going to be, churning. NASDAQ falling. No, not really, just a little bit. So this is a good example here. Remember we talked about the idea, if the sell fails, we want to go long. So far, it's 23. Yeah, I guess the sell totally failed. Let's stop that, but let's give it a shot. It's got to, if it fails, and I want it to obviously close above the highs in order for me to get long here. Well, gold is giving us a sell signal. Let's sell it. And we're done. So I took the first momentum. Look, I thought it was, I thought it was going to turn around. Didn't. Gave me a neon red, legit trade. Good. Made a little bit of money. NAS is just doing nothing. So NAS range, New York City range, New York range is 26,000. Well, let's see. This is the big thing to me. This 26,000 is a big number on NASDAQ. If it starts to pull away, it could be 26,200 before the end of the day. But if we kind of like cap out over here, we could spend the rest of the day consolidating, going down. So I'm happy to watch it here for the time being. See if New York wants to break out above that 26,000. That's going to be a buy signal for us if it gives us a signal there. Again, watching at 26,000, see if we can start breaking out or whether this is going to be the hold. You can see the New York session getting capped here. Oh, gold looks like it's breaking out a little bit. Gold also looking like it wants to challenge the highs, so we'll keep an eye on both. Huh. Everything's stalling ahead of the session highs here right now. Not doing much. I don't remember, like, what was the high yesterday? I think we in the New York session yesterday. Yeah, it was like 26.40, 26.50, I thought, right? Maybe not. That was 26.20. 26.20 was yesterday's high, so that's a key thing we're all going to be watching. Oh, here we go. Starting to pick up. 16, 17 seconds left. Trying to see if we can buy the breakout here. 3, 2, 1. All right, long here. There we go. 19 is the target. And we're done. Break into fresh session highs. And took out yesterday's highs, just like, just waited patiently until we could get it. And that was a nice clean trade. Hope everybody took it. All right, one more time, because we usually give it ourselves 2 momentum moves, remember? And then we'll see if it gives us a little bit more juice here. I did this a little bit smaller size. We'll see. I'll take this. I'll take it close enough and near the session highs. Now we'll give it a little pause. But that's how you just, this is the account that that I told you I'm going to grind it out towards target. It was a 51, now it's a 51.14. Maybe it'll be 200 or so, like a couple hundred. See, it actually hits target here nicely. Let's see what Nasdaq is doing. Oh, gold is gold popping through. We missed the gold trace, but you can't take them all, right? Can't take them all. Okay. You got both. Good for you. Good for you. Nice, nice big moves. Nice big moves. Everything working nicely. So, my takeaway today, because I got to run. I'm sorry, guys. I got to run a little bit early because we the next couple of weeks this all prop fest stuff, and of course I'm responsible for all the back end technical stuff I got to deal with. So I have to talk to Candace and everybody else. The most important thing I kind of wanted to show you was, remember, momentum only works against a range expansion overlay, right? And momentum really, really works well at session high, session lows, because that's when you have the highest chance of overflow, right? Same thing like over here, session high, session low. Where's gold? Session high, session lows. We're kind of moving, popping it over here. Definitely playing it nicely. The other thing is, when counter momentum fails, right? It's usually a pretty good sign. Like here's a counter momentum failing. It's a pretty good sign of a good reversal trade. And I guess, I think I would define failure. It's an interesting question. How do you define failure? I would define failure not necessarily as a stop out. So counter momentum is a trade that is a momentum trade, but against the big trend. In this case, the trend is up, right? This is gold, and I'm looking at gold. When the candle closes above the highs of this A1, like this is an A1 thing. It may not necessarily be. What is this? Let me just see. This is 17.90. It's only maybe $2 or $3 against it, but the very fact that it closes and holds above the highs is actually a flip side. Right? Flip side to the other side. Same thing over here. Kind of holds. It's a really interesting trade the other side. We're making fresh highs here in gold nicely. So I will leave you with those two kind of insights on all of this stuff. Hopefully we'll get the well charts done very soon, and we can be able to practice this on well charts as well. But otherwise, it's all good. I don't know. I'm hoping within a couple of days. We were very close on Friday. There was about 95% of the stuff done. So I'll let you guys know. I'm going to get a hold of them today and see where we are at. But then we'll be able to trade the wealth charts just as easily as we do with this one. Hey OTR. So thank you again. I'm glad everybody got done on both sides. Tomorrow we're going to try and do this again. 8 o'clock. We're going to pre ourselves up for the PPI. Let's see if PPI confirms CPI. It should be an interesting trade. Plus we have retail sales. So again, the whole idea of like consumer plus prices. We'll see if that creates further rally for us to go with. All right, guys. I thank you so much. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks again for trading with me. Don't forget Apex over here. Go get some Apexes, especially because they're big discounts here. And go get Prop Fest. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.